So, there's been a bit of a development since the AI situation went full mainstream nuclear. NTE has finally responded to the entire AI allegations and situations, and we will be going over that today. But before I do, I feel like there's a lot of criticism going against neverness to everness right now that I do want to tackle. And I feel like what we should be doing right now is making sure people see the full picture, because people are focusing on the negatives, whether it's AI, whether it's Tagido ruining the first impressions that the game may have. But the reality is people are not giving praise where praise should be given. Whilst it's still a good video game, even people that were critical about the Tagido stuff like Asmongold still said that the story may suck, but it's still like the game is still enjoyable. Running around doing stuff, etc., with like a bunch of 2D anime baddies is still a lot of fun. And also, most importantly, well, guess what? The gacha system is probably the best we have right now, especially when it comes to the big budget gacha games, right? And I think a lot of people are not giving that enough praise and enough attention, where that's the full picture of NTE. Whilst it has these elements that are somewhat controversial to a certain specific audience, they're not, that's not everything, right? That's not everything. There's still a lot of good that NTE offers, and I feel like us as gacha gamers specifically should really encourage NTE, because they offer a new formula and a new form of competition for already existing titles that I feel like we can only benefit as consumers by having these devs going against each other. That's always something we should want, because the more they go against each other, the more we can succeed, right? So NTE succeeding means that we succeed even more in having better quality products overall, because as we all know, Wuthering Waves has been a little lazy recently. They don't listen as much. The freebies have been lacking, etc. A lot of people are saying there's the hoyification of Wuthering Waves. Well, NTE can change that if NTE is encouraged. So let's go over real quick to the NTE's global response. Dear appraisers, thank you for your feedback. It matters to us. Neverness to everness is built on human creativity. Duh! Oh, wow! I couldn't have seen that coming. The characters, stories, and world your experiences are the work of artists, writers, and designers. AI-assisted tools were used only on a small number of background and environmental assets, not on the character or stories that define this game. Oh, thank you. There it is. People are probably going to be posting the picture of the draft of Nanali and Mint. That one could be fake too, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be somewhere. Here we go. Fix this one too. It feels so bad, and yes, it's also AI. She has 6 fingers, for fuck's sake. All right, let me see this. Yeah, that's just a big ass thumb. Yeah, it is a big ass thumb, so maybe like AI didn't AI too much there. The hair is the hair. It's a little messy. It's the way it's supposed to be. But I don't know about the rest of the stuff. But the finger, yeah, sure, that is a big ass thumb, and they should probably work on that. Let's go over some of the replies real quick. As expected, the dev's interview was correct. Core asset and character portrayed are not by AI and done by real people. Dumb people misinterpreted as it has no AI exists in the game. There it is. That's literally what we talked about in the previous video. People are misinformed. They don't know that the devs already said we are using AI assistant in our development, right? It's not everything, but it's a support unit we're using. All right, nobody's complaining about it, but performative Western idiots anyway. That's also an important point to actually bring up, which is I also had it here, like the Japanese and Chinese flags. Basically, CN and JP don't care about this. You are not hearing anything from CN and JP. They don't care. JP, the founders, the home of anime, aren't saying shit, man. That says a lot, man. That says a lot. Scrolling down over here. Lol, this is so bad. Someone watch this in your office. Yep, this is good. Ship it. I don't know what this means. You should have never bent the knee to the virtue signalers. All the people who bullied you guys into making this statement are not going to play the game anymore. You should have stuck to your guns. The people who enjoy the game will support you regardless of the AI tools you use. Well, true, sure, but the fact is they have to give some level of statement because of how big this has gotten. All right, do notice that it reached critical mass, and only then have they responded. I feel like it is a good business move for them to respond, or at least remind people that we've already said this. I'll be honest, man, I'm kind of disappointed by their response, because this was my reply to it is, where is our free S-rank unit as compensation for defending you, right? Where's our stuff? We need something because of all the controversy going on around the game. I feel like we deserve a little something, you know what I'm saying? And now I want to go over real quick about even where people that are critical about the game, like Asmongold, as in mainly the story, still has something to say when it comes to this whole AI situation, where there are people that can recognize. I'm talking, of course, I'm referencing Saint Tontas here, because Saint Tontas is going full doom posting, NTE bad. It's all dog shit because of one or two elements within the game. But the reality is NTE is still a good experience. If you skip Tagida, for example, like for Asmongold, he still said, I did enjoy the game, like the world is good, etc. But like the story, it just didn't do it for me as much. And the AI, here's what he has to say.
Is that if you're trying to draw a line in the sand with not playing video games made with AI, my best advice to you is to stop playing video games. And the reason why is because a lot of these studios are using AI, but they're just not telling people, because it's just part of the development process.
Yeah, why would they tell them? Because you're just gonna have a bunch of virtue signaling, people that are being biased because they have to protect their own livelihood, doing that and defending it from technology that is just the advancement of the world. It's like, yeah, AI is here. Like, I'm sorry. Just like before we had carousels, then we had cars that made carousels go out of business. And we have so many examples of technologies replacing people, robots in factories, etc.
It's not, there's no like grand design here. It's just that's what people do, right? They're using it with everything. They're using it with pre-production. And they've said, by the way, Hottest Studio, these are the people that made Neverness to Everness, stated AI is used only for pre-production renderings and never for core assets or final content.
You want to know like who? Like GTA 6. GTA 6 are doing the exact same thing. For those that don't know, in my previous video, I showed where the CEO gave statements about this very thing.
And there seems to be, well, we don't know this for sure, but it seems to be the case. So go back to original Mega Man and Metroid. Yeah, exactly. And so who gives a fuck about billboards? I don't think anybody really cares. And this is the problem, is that I think there is a manufactured outrage around AI. There is a massive manufactured outrage around AI. And I think the reason why is because you have all these people who are that are trying to push the idea of like AI being this horrible thing, but the reason why they're actually pushing AI being this horrible thing is because AI stands to put their job at risk.
Oh, what? Oh no, we didn't see that one coming.
So it actually doesn't have anything to do with AI fundamentally. And if it wasn't for that one thing, they'd be totally okay with it. What is this here to all the AI bros in your comments here? Your lack of empathy for our Earth, the only one, the animals we have here. Like, what? The animals.
What the hell?
What does AI have to do with animals?
Here it is, caught in 4K, a virtue signaling, grandstanding, looking for approval, wanting to seem like they're this, oh my God, this angel that walks amongst men. Oh my God, it's so cringe.
So, once again, it's the artsy-fartsy theater kids, you're right. Well,
there it is.
And these are the people that always have to create some sort of, theatrics, right? There has to be some sort of thing that they're getting upset about or mad about or whatever. And, yeah, the amount of energy it consumes. Yeah, but I mean, like, obviously, there's a lot of things that consume a lot of energy, right? I mean, AI isn't the only thing that consumes a lot of energy.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just that data centers, I think the reason why it's consuming a lot of energy because it's still brand new technology to a good extent. So whilst they get everything in order, they'll probably make it so that it doesn't consume as much energy as the technology advances. But it's like the first computer. The first computer was like the size of a stadium. But now it's like you can hold it in one hand, right? Like there's like such small computers now. It's crazy. So it's basically the same thing.
Like, I don't even understand this.
We'll get there.
So 99% of the games made by artists whose work they're now discarding. Well, I think it's more than that. I think the truth is that every single game that you're going to play, there are going to be games that you can tell are made by AI.
Exactly.
And there's going to be games that you can't tell are made by AI.
Yep.
I don't think that there are going to be that many games that are not made with AI. And if you want to make the argument that, for example, like it takes jobs away from people, if you have AI that's doing pre-production or it's doing storyboarding or some other variation of that, fundamentally, that is a job that a person used to have that's now being taken away from that person and being given to AI instead.
Yeah, like a robot in a factory or cars. For example, I remember Ubers and taxis. Like Ubers, anybody can just get on the app and start driving around. And taxis, you need a whole license and stuff. And taxi people got mad, but then taxis became irrelevant. Like most people use Ubers now, etc., etc. It's like sometimes it's just not even like technology. Sometimes it's just a better service. Like it's that crazy.
So even if it doesn't make it to the final product, if AI is being used in the creative process, it's probably being used in order to mass produce work that would have otherwise had to have been paid for. So I don't really even understand this distinction, because really the problem is, if you have a problem with generative AI, then I think that you should have a problem with it categorically, right? You shouldn't have
exactly.
Is that
exactly, absolutely, 100%. And they can't necessarily have that happen at all, man, at all, because the reality is people are not going to allow morals to get in the way of convenience. Convenience is incredibly important, and people are gonna, let's just say, ignore some of the moralities that come with something, especially as something that's in the gray area, like the AI, for example. They're gonna do enough mental gymnastics to just ignore the big, oh my god, moral voice in their head, and not let it get in the way of convenience or strategy. Also very important, just like we've seen with the Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, etc. Like, that's very important. Like, strategy plays a huge part in this. And this was Asmongold. I'm truly disappointed with Saint Tontas here, where he still demonized the use of AI in their stuff and trying to doom post the game as bad, when the reality, he should be with us in pushing for the game as well, so that WoWa can improve upon having a new competitor and doing better towards their player base, right? It's such a shame to see this happening. Instead, like, he's still doing the exact same stuff, where I think this is a great opportunity for us to come as a united front and really push for NTE as a strong competitor in the space, so that we could all win with NTE and all have better products all around. Like, WoWa can improve, and NTE is of course going to keep improving because it's the new one, and of course maybe hopefully even Hoyoverse games can start improving, right? Now, this was their response. They didn't give us no freebies whatsoever. I don't want to, it's a game theory, man. It's just a game theory. Because of this backlash, because of what's happening in this space, because of how controversial NTE is getting, and because this is still the start of the game and they want to win our favors and make sure the devs are really doing right by their communities, because we are in the win us over phase. This is the honeymoon phase. My game theory, there will probably be giving away a free S rank unit. And I think it's going to have to be the dude. It's this guy right here, Chaos, which actually is fitting with the name, considering the chaos that we're having to deal with right now in the space. I think this is going to be our guy. I do. I think this is going to be our guy, as given as a free unit to compensate us for all the... Dude, because you cannot go on social media and not see people talking about this all over the place. Like, we're supposed to be talking about the impact this should have on this, on the gacha space, or how they should improve upon the game, right, in mechanics, etc. Like the whole Tagido stuff. His name is Tagido. All the Tagido stuff. Like, they should do that, because here's the thing. They already said we're already reviewing and reworking the flagged assets, Clear Skies in Summer, and Pink Paws Heist. I don't know what this is, but I think this is where, like, a lot of people are complaining about stuff. So they are saying we're going to get rid of that. But I think if the devs are willing to listen this fast, well, let's face it, this is not like them devs listening. This is like, because it reached like such critical mass in relevancy as a topic, they had no other choice but to pull up and give a response. Your feedback shapes the game, so please keep it coming. We're listening, and we're committed to delivering the quality you deserve to serve the NTE team. I'll be honest, we're still lacking like some freebies, which I think they will give freebies as a form of a free character, just like Wuthering Waves has done with Shangri-La back in the day. Shangri-La, if I remember, was in 1.2. I think, considering how big the controversy is right now, and 1.1 is coming soon, I think in the live stream of 1.1, they might announce the fact that he is free. That's just a game theory that I hope personally is going to be a reality, because I'll be honest, man, every time I see controversies and stuff like that, I'm just sitting there waiting for my freebies, man, because let's be honest, this, for us as consumers, maybe like a topic, like it's quite an interesting topic to talk about and see the social dynamics that go with it. But the reality is, it doesn't necessarily matter as much to us as a, day-to-day people, consumers. We're not artists or anything. It doesn't necessarily matter. So
it is what it is. It is what it is.
We all understand that ultimately AI is probably going to come for our jobs. If you're working on something that AI can do, it is what it is. So this was NTE's response. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Kind of disappointed on the lack of freebies there, but do not lose hope. We still have the 1.1 live stream. I think we'll probably do for a surprise there. I think. I hope. Once again, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Be seeing you.